Yes, we are.
Yes, we are feeling that spirit. Alrighty.
Yes.
We are unfortunately down a Gina at the moment due to thwirls in our tech.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome back. So, top of the show, just to make sure we get all this talking out of the way first. Before I introduce my lovely cast, let's just say a quick hello also from the channel, from us here at Encounter Roleplay. It is always important to mention we have a couple of sponsors here that we'd like to shout out because they are very good and we like them dearly. So first of all, of course, for this show we have Mage Press and the Kickstarter, as mentioned, for the Dark Matter Starter Kit, for which as mentioned, if we get to 200k, that's going to be awesome. After this show, because of a double header, we've got Cult Divinity Lost, which is a game that's also done by one of our other sponsors. Helmgast is a lovely... Cult Divinity Lost, I say lovely in quotation marks. It is a modern horror RPG. It's great, it's wonderful. I have played it. It ended gruesomely. It was wonderful in the worst way possible. Stick around for that. You're gonna love it. And then, of course, there's also Modifius. They create and publish and distribute all kinds of RPGs. Star Trek Adventures, which we also have a show tomorrow. Tales from the Loop, Dishonored, a whole range of things. I think they also do the Alien RPG, if memory serves, which I'm pretty sure also won a Gold Any, so shout out for that one. And lastly, World Anvil, a great tool for GMs and basically anyone involved in running, especially for long-term campaigns. If you've got long-term campaigns going and you want to just make sure you've got all those dots connected, you've got your setting info in one place, World Anvil is great. Right. Next time I'll have a script for that. For now, let's say hello to the players. Actually, I should say hello myself first. I'm Diane, Rob1911. I will be running this over on one side of me. I think this side, if my camera is cooperating. I don't know which way it's mirrored anymore. Anyway, let's say hello with Emilio/Jackson first.
Hi, everyone, Emilio. Yeah, one half of the Let's Roll Characters team, and I'm playing Jackson, a gnome gadgeteer.
Okay. And then we have Jen.
Hey, I'm playing Ryan, my pretty boy swastronaut channeler.
Right below me, Evan.
Hi, I'm Evan. I'll be playing Sebastian, a Vex druid. And thank you.
Yeah. Lovely mechanical buddy. Celeste.
Hi there, I'm Celeste. I will be playing the pun-loving and thrill-seeking ampersand.
Perhaps we'll detect some humor today. And I believe
I'll sense the humor.
On audio, but not on camera today because of the aforementioned thwirls. I believe we have Bailey?
Maybe. Theoretically, you have me. I assume that you do have me. I'm not typing this time, so there's that. So hi, I'm Bailey. I managed to worm my way into this call despite my machine's stark opposition. But hi, I'm playing Gina. She's a tabaxi gunslinger. She's loads of fun. And maybe a little hungry.
maybe just a little bit hungry. May have tried to eat a kill last time. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna waste food, alright?
Eating is not a free action.
As we have determined.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Always unfortunate when tech gremlins happen, but hey, we do what we can. We work around it. I'll get the eyelashes out of my eye. And let's get right back into it. So on the last session we had, you all made your way to Port Nomad for a presentation of Professor Oren Talfel Goggleflutter's newest device, something that would allow travel into dead magic zones, and with that have the potential to really shake up the established order of the Milky Way. Of course, not everyone was entirely positive towards this development, and at the very start of his presentation for that, a bomb caved in one side of the bar that was hosting this presentation. A firefight ensued, an explosion ended that firefight, and the end result is that the 5 of you have been taken in for questioning, and the professor has been taken in for safekeeping. And we will open today's session in the office of Sir Heliodorus on the security compound of Port Nomad. So, in the office of Sir Heliodorus, it's a little bit cramped. You find yourselves sitting down in a dark room. For the moment, you're left alone. There are guards by the door, one on each side, and said door is locked. You have not been harmed or harassed, simply asked to sit and wait. And the professor himself was escorted into another safe room. A minute passes by. Another minute. Another 2 minutes.
I'd like to power down if that's okay.
Well, like, do you mean you wish to take a nap, my friend?
Yes, in organic terms, yes, a nap.
What do you think they want to question us about?
They think that we did it. They think maybe that we didn't guard him very well on purpose, so that he'd get exploded.
Ridiculous. And now they've got him somewhere else, and we can't protect him. Who knows what's going on out there?
May I count my absolutely terrible rolls as using my hit dice on a short rest? Because at least 4 hit points ain't nothing.
Go for it.
Okay. I rolled a 1 and a 3 on d10s.
This is why people need to donate a few more crits. Because y'all really need them.
I'm not looking so great. I look a little, like maybe I had a rough time being in the middle of an explosion and all.
I'm pretty banged up as
Apologies. I've been neglecting my duties. Dear companions, please accept some medical attention, and I'll go over and cast cure wounds on them both.
Oh, goodness,
bright.
thank you.
Like a sharp, kind of like glowing light on the end of one of my fingertips, and just touch it to them. Light goes into their bodies. Do I roll the...
Healing. Yes, you do. Roll.
What is...
I believe it's a D8
What is
plus
the...
your spellcasting modifier.
What is D&D? Hold on. I got this.
Hey. What is dark matter? It's not like we played it last week.
I rolled a 1.
Well,
It's a 5 for Jackson, sorry. And
5?
on... Yep. Oh,
That
that's...
works for me.
and that's it. Oh, no. Oh, it was 2 spells, wasn't it? 1 each.
Yeah, one for
So
each.
5 for Jackson and 9 for Ryan.
Ooh, thank you.
I
Appreciate that,
have
my
like
friend.
a glow of health. Yes, I look like I just came from a spa. I'm doing good. My eyeliner's even fixed.
Your pores are clear, your skin's glowing.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm all smudged up, but I wipe some of the smudge off and try to imitate your glow.
I mean,
The
you can
grease
try, but
is
you're
your
never going to
glow.
quite get there. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You're a
I'd like to take a
gadget.
look around this room, and is there anything else of note in here? It's just a room with a door?
It is a room with a door, a table, enough seats for the 5 of you, and one other seat which is currently not occupied. There's nothing else.
I'll knock on the door.
There's no response.
Hey, what are you guys keeping us in here for? Someone gonna talk to us?
No response.
It was extremely rude of Sir Horace when I specifically said that I would like to stay with the Professor as part of his security team.
Well,
I'm
and where's the
unhappy.
elf lady?
It's about a minute or so later that the door opens and Sir Heliohorus, the Aviarod birdman, for lack of a better term, walks in, still clad in his proper red plaid armor, sunstaff strapped to his back, walks in, the door closes behind him, and he just looks at each one of you in turn. Ever since you came here, there's been trouble. And now, one of the bars has exploded. So, explain yourselves.
I think he did a terrible job doing a sweep of security on the bar before he arrived.
Yeah, I was going to say, explain ourselves. Explain yourself.
Was I hired
was
to
seeing-
keep the professor safe? No.
I believe your job is to
Were
keep
you-
the station safe, and the bar is part of the station, is it not?
My job
Last
is to
time I checked,
respond to. My job is to respond to threats and incidents. I prevent them when I can, when I have prior knowledge of it. I didn't have prior knowledge
Oh.
of this.
You
Oh,
didn't
what, you think we did?
anticipate that, yeah, having a professor come and, like, say a
I'm
bunch of
sorry.
controversial shit was going to maybe be a problem? Oh, that ain't going to work with me.
Who are you, even?
Who am
I
I?
have your entry papers. It says Ryan.
That's who
are
I
you?
am.
Where do you come from?
Where do I
What are
come
you
from?
doing here?
I come from nowhere,
you
and I was here to guard the
come-
professor.
Hmm.
Did I plant the bomb? Did you see what the bomb did to me? No, I didn't plant the bomb. Are you interrogating the elf lady? She's still unconscious.
Being treated by our doctor. And yes, unconscious. We'll get to that another time. Do you know who this attacker is? I mean, I do, but do you?
I mean, she didn't like cheesy fries. That's all I know.
She did strike me as someone of potentially noble lineage.
Correct.
She had great hair.
Striking, one might say. That elven lady, as you so refer to her, is High Oracle Thessalia. Not a common assassin, not some gutter slime dragged up and paid to do a hit.
Then perhaps an uncommon assassin.
Uncommon enough to make me question whether it was really her. But that's another time.
I mean,
Or
if she's an
perhaps-
oracle, wouldn't she have known it was going to happen? Isn't that what they do? Predict the future?
A sense of prescience does carry with them, but perhaps the elves are slightly more intimidated by a challenge to their territory than we expect.
I'm sorry, did you say a challenge to a territory?
They do hold the largest amount of territory in the galaxy.
Alright,
Suppose
so
if
like,
dead
how
magic
is
zones-
this a
if dead
challenge to her?
magics- Consider that others might colonize dead magic zones now. Consider that other nations might gather up large swaths of territory and challenge for not supremacy, perhaps, but challenge for dominance.
Well, she can't go there anyway without dying, so what does it matter?
What
And
would
nothing's
Professor
stopping her from,
Lund's
like,
device?
I don't know, purchasing a device. Like, is she mad because she might have to pay for it? Like, is that a thing?
For now, I'm asking the questions. Did you notice any suspicious activity before the blast? Any of you?
Well, like I said, I tried to give her cheesy fries. She didn't want to eat them. Nerves,
That
maybe her stomach was
very-
hurting.
Is not
suspicious.
considered suspicious activity.
Yes, a large rodent-type creature fell from the ceiling of the bar.
Right. And then the dwarf pulled out a gun. That's, usually not considered safe. Not really the kind of way that you act in these kind of bars. Other bars,
Yeah, that,
but not that one.
Yeah, but that's
agree.
okay, because
You-
he was there to, like, not do anything about it.
Good
well, that,
point.
that same
The
dwarf
dwarf-
was upset
Sirdun-
during the presentation.
He would.
That's right. He was having that argument.
Oh, you don't know who this dwarf is, do you?
Apparently,
We have
you
only
know
just
him well
arrived.
enough.
Well, of course I know him. He lives on the station. That's Sirdun Blackforge. He's a shipbuilder, shipwright of sorts. Builder of arcane ships. Built at a large enough scale, Professor Oren's invention could put him out of business.
So maybe you should talk to him.
What makes you think I'm not?
Fair
Because
enough.
you're here.
It just seems like,
I mean-
of all the people you could be talking to, we have the least to gain by hurting the professor who we were supposed to be guarding. This was our job. Like, we're not going to get paid now. Is the professor okay? Is the device okay? What's happening?
I would like to know if the professor is okay.
The professor has been placed in a secure location under heavily armed guard, who will be keeping an eye on everything until my investigation is complete. I am questioning everyone. I am investigating all leads. You, for lack of a better term, you are suspects. I do not wish to treat you as such. I would rather you, in fact, go about your business.
It
So
seems
please, work with me. I'm trying to do my job here.
it
Did you
seems
notice
that this
anyone-
investigation is very much our business. And perhaps, since our goals align, instead of wasting time looking for enemies where they are not to be found, we can be working together.
That would very much be of interest to me. I'm not looking for enemies where they're not to be found. I am investigating possible leads.
So,
Did
you all
Do you
have
know-
your hands on the professor and the device. And the blueprints.
I don't know about device or blueprints, but we have the professor.
Wait, then, who has the device and the blueprints? Like right now? Right at this moment?
Well, that depends on where the professor has them. On his person, well then, the blueprints are safe and secure. I think.
Weren't the device
what
right
you're
there at the presentation, though?
If that's the funny little gear he's got, then yes, the device is safe.
In your hands, so y'all have it.
Station security will take care of it.
It worked out well for you.
I'd
So,
like to
like,
see
you
someone
know
try
that
to
we,
get on.
When you say you're taking care of it, what does that mean exactly?
It means the professor is in a safe and secure location which will not explode and not come under attack because only I know where it is.
Oh, so you are gonna
Well,
handle everything
myself.
regarding the professor and his device, is that it?
Yes, yes, I am.
Convenient
Because
for you.
entrusting it to strangers apparently leads to explosions. I prefer not to have explosions, lest we're opened up to space. Now, you said you would like to go about and help and work together. Let's do that.
Excellent. We'd like to see the professor immediately, please.
No,
Why are you not helping us?
because I will not compromise the professor's location. Have you considered you might be being tracked?
I mean,
Analyzing self.
you were pretty.
There are no tracking devices on my body.
Did you check his trackers? I mean, what are you gonna do? Just walk in there and say like, "Oh, here's a hypothetical. It could be true, but I'm not gonna do anything about it." Just like you didn't do anything about the bar. Is that how you do things around here?
How we do things around here is I say what happens and it gets done. What's getting done right now is the professor is safe and secure and will not be released until I'm satisfied that we have all the answers. Crystal?
Did you remember after the explosion when I escorted you out with the professor that I healed the professor on the way out?
Mm-hmm. I do.
And during the blast, myself and Jackson were very much damaged. Seems
I weren't
illogical
doing so good
that we would,
neither.
as well as Ryan, and it doesn't seem logical that we would stand right beside an incendiary device if our goal was to eliminate the professor.
Oh, believe me, I'm not accusing you of trying to eliminate the professor. Merely that we don't know who did it.
Well, I think
The only culprit that we have is currently comatose with Dr. Neutron.
Dr. Neutron.
And yes, our resident doctor, as I said. And I am investigating. And that is that. If you'd like to help me investigate, then please.
Yeah,
I will answer some of your questions, but I do have other people I need to be asking questions. I need to look into every possible lead. There's a lot to consider.
I think my companion Ampersand is right. We can work together. Maybe we start by investigating that blast. I could probably figure out something about what that bomb was made out of, maybe who had constructed it, and that might help us to get some leads.
That's already been done.
What have you learned?
What we've learned is that it was essentially a regular improvised explosive. There is no specific trace. This could have been cobbled together from any number of ship propellants or other sources of combustible fuel, a little bit of wiring, a little bit of added arcane spark, and you have yourself a lovely percussive blast, such as you experienced. I know personally at least a dozen people who could cobble something like that together in about 10 minutes in a workshop.
But they also had to find a way to hack into his presentation because it started counting down from 20 to 0 and coordinating with the bomb.
Someone's technologically proficient. That is useful information. That
You're
helps me
welcome.
narrow down those suspects. See, already we're working together.
It seems
If you were
unlikely
going-
that too many people in that room would want to blow themselves up.
Well,
You think it was someone who was there in attendance?
I don't think anyone intended to. No. I suspect it may have been someone who was there, but there were a few people in that bar, and several have motives, many have alibis. Like I said, investigation is ongoing. If you're going to look around, may I suggest, first of all, get yourselves looked after by your doctor, and maybe take a moment to sit down and collect your thoughts, all of you. I know this has been probably a rattling experience. I think we could all use clear heads and cooled tempers.
So you're letting us out of here then?
As you've said yourselves, it doesn't seem likely that you would be standing right in the blast. It also doesn't seem likely that the professor would hire people who would then turn around and perform this kind of sabotage. You are still persons of interest. This does not change. Should you cause trouble on my station, I will haul you back here, and next time you will be restrained. If you cause trouble, if you have information, see me or my officers at any time. Investigate. Just don't blow anything up. Don't cause anything to be blown up. Don't shoot people. You can shoot all the throws you want. Are we clear?
The professor has hired us, and as the medical officer for this team, I am therefore the professor's medical officer. I ask you again, I'd like to see the professor.
And I say again, that is not happening.
Yes, you see Sebastian ever so slightly just like twitch a little bit. They're not happy with
Sebastian,
that
I
answer.
understand your concern, and the professor will admire your insistence, but I think you may need to let this go. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ampersand. I just feel like I'm stuck in a bit of a loop.
I would like to use empathy on our favorite security personnel here. His emotional state, and at your discretion, one of his bonds.
Okay. Emotional state. Agitated, impatient. Not just... I'll give you this freebie. You know what? Here's your bane. Not your bane, your boon. Agitated and impatient, not just with you, but in a general sense. impatient and awaiting, and also you can sense a muddling of emotions. Like he's experiencing more than just the emotional states you would expect from someone who is dealing with a stressful situation. There appears to be an undercurrent of something that is affecting that emotional state.
Ryan just sort of leans back against the wall, arms crossed, a bit of a smug smile on his face. Says nothing yet.
Right. Then with a sort of gentle banging of hands on the table, not in any severe way, but just that sort of like, all right, we're done. Gets up, smooths down the feathers a bit. Any last questions, or do you wish to leave?
I don't know about you folks. I'm ready to go.
I am also ready to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this is a box that I don't particularly like being stuck in, so, the faster we get out of here, the better. We can go about our business and find some other way to contact a client.
Before we leave, can you
Thanks.
give us some information about the other people in the bar at the time?
That I can certainly do. I can't give you the complete rundown on everyone. I have time pressure at the moment,
There was some-
obviously, but let's see. Who were you? Well, of course, our unfortunate Amiiboy friend is no longer. Yes, that'll be a closed casket funeral, as they used to say.
In like a tub.
A jar.
Please, let's not be insensitive towards your friend over
That
here.
was out of character. That was out of character.
I mean, it could have been in character for Ryan, but it was out of character.
Yeah. There were, yes, other peoples of interest there. There were halflings that I remember.
Oh yes, that
Dressed
would
in black
be-
and white.
Yes, the Flopwig twins and Darkstar. I'm sure you noticed who was accompanying them.
There was a famous
That's right.
assassin, which, if I was a famous assassin at a place where someone almost got assassinated, I would think myself a suspect.
No. Not an assassin, a mercenary. Very different.
I
Very
mean-
different things.
So different. You get paid to kill
Tiberius
people. It's just
Vince-
not even close to the same thing.
Tiberius Winter does not do assassinations.
Mm-hmm.
This much we know. The others, of course, the halflings, well, unfortunately, one of them was a victim in the blast. So the remaining ones would be one Kenny Flopwig. That would be the rather distressed halfling in the white suit who unfortunately lost the twin. In the black suit, that is the esteemed fellow Darkstar Kilogob. They were representatives from the Galactic Bank, looking for investment opportunities.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, probably that investment ain't gonna work out. So good for them.
Perhaps it will, perhaps it won't. We'll see how things develop, of course. So yes, the Galactic Bank obviously has a vested interest in anything that would involve exploration and exploitation of new territories, new planets, and the like. It should surprise nobody that they were present. And then, of course, High Oracle Thessalia. This was no surprise to see the elves present, but, well, to think that High Oracle would be the assassin, that's a little strange. I believe I saw you speaking to Captain Lysandra, the Nautilid?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
If the Nautilids have a chance to find a new planet, then suns might be with them. Cyrdan Blackforge, the aforementioned dwarf who very clearly and aggressively did not want this invention made public. An acquaintance on the station, shipbuilder, shipwright, ship designer, whatever you decide to call it, an engineer who likes tinkering with technology as it is. Probably wasn't looking forward to the change. Not entirely sure who else was there. Do you remember anyone that you might want information on?
You?
I am the chief of security on the station. That is your information. I'm
Okay.
a Sepulchre Knight.
Oh,
As
Were
well.
you the
To
only
attend
security
this event?
personnel there? Sorry, Gina.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, you oversee the whole station security, right? And you decided to attend this particular event. Is that correct?
I thought it would be interesting to see what the professor's got up his sleeve.
Oh, I'm
Turned
sorry.
out
So
to be
you
more
do things for
interesting
your
than I
own
thought.
amusement on the job. Is that correct?
I do things at my own discretion, in my own time.
So that's a yes.
Much as
Okay,
I'm sure
I
you
will
do
take
the
that
same.
as a yes.
Ah,
no.
so you weren't
think
there
that-
in an official capacity then?
In some way, I'm always in an official capacity when necessary, but no, I was not there, officially speaking.
So you
So what
sleep in an
security
official
personnel were
capacity?
assigned there? Yeah, even when he's asleep, he's got to stick up his ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
cool.
else
Oh,
was
right.
there?
I
Then from
believe you
security?
need to see yourselves out now.
Someone else was
no.
there from security.
Well, security officers were, of course, nearby, but no. Now,
But none were.
please see yourselves
Actually-
out. I don't appreciate comments being made about what objects may or may not be interred in my body.
Oh,
Out
sorry to push a button.
now.
Yeah, with a stick.
Just opens the door and leaves in a huff.
And Ryan's
So
job
you can
is
see
done.
that the feathers just going like. Also, quick aside, because we have had a donation of £30, I believe,
Oh,
which I
Ooh.
think is for a pet.
That's exciting.
Yes. So
What does that mean for a pet? What does that mean?
it means somebody gets a pet. I need to find out who gets a pet, and then I guess I'll make that appear.
Magical.
One of you may have a furry
I-
friend.
Magical pet.
Will Gina
Maybe
try
some
to
sort
eat
of-
it?
Hopefully not
some
one
sort
of
of
those
bird.
weapons.
Yeah, maybe. I could try to eat it if
Don't
it's delicious,
eat it.
you know?
Please don't eat it.
Pets are
Okay,
friends,
well, I'll
not
just-
food.
I'll just
Yeah,
have to
pets.
give this cat here a treat, won't I?
You will.
It's a shame you can't see him. He's real cute.
Right. So, you are at this point escorted out rather decisively because, well, when you upset the chief of security, the officers take note.
Wisdom of 8 is so
And
fun.
as soon as you step outside, the dusty air in Port Nomad just hits you in the face. You've been in a climate-controlled environment thus far, but once again, stepping into the streets, it's like someone took a broomstick and just smacked it out right in front of you. There's a collection of just these ramshackle buildings everywhere next to here and there more stable, sturdy constructions of steel and concrete. It's not laid out in a grid pattern as you would expect most stations to be. It's just built up haphazardly. A zigzag of streets that are, in some places, well lit, in some places, the question of light has never been asked. The people walking past, and as you are cast out rather forcefully, the people here look at you with a measure of suspicion, a measure of wonder, perhaps, at seeing newcomers of so varied backgrounds. Ah! A bit of cosmic radiation there in the background. Yes.
And gone it goes.
Cosmic radiation, it'll get you every time.
It itches. Oh.
Yeah. And at this point, you are free to explore Port Nomad. Now, obviously, you probably don't want to wander every back alley, so you as characters would be aware of a few things. Firstly, you've been given directions to the clinic. This is not far. It is the clinic run by, Dr. Neutron, another amoeboid. You've been given directions there. You also know that this is where the apparent attacker is lying currently in a coma. There is a bazaar, as there is on most stations, where items of all kinds of origins, both questionable and legal, are being bought, sold, bartered, and otherwise shoved in people's faces with the hope of gaining money. Sometimes in a very literal sense. With the Starswill bar now out of commission, with the explosion having ripped through it and more or less destroyed that, the only other watering hole left to you at the moment is Grug's Den, the seedier of the two bars, and that's saying a lot. But you are free to avail yourself of that.
We got somewhere
There's,
private we
of
can go
course,
talk.
Well,
I would like to visit the clinic, if that is okay with my companions.
I'm fine with that. I just want to talk first. I got to share something.
Sure. Okay. Would you like
We
to share
safe and
that?
secure here?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Me neither. Where do we go
Maybe
on the
that-
station in order to be able to talk?
That other bar might be an option, but it's probably not too secure. Probably better than out in the street, though.
Let's go there.
Mind
Then.
taking a... Yeah, let's take a rest there real quick. Then we can go to the
Mhm.
clinic.
Okay. off to Grog's Bar. That's not all too far. The security station and the actual spaceport of Port Nomad are very close together because, generally speaking, if someone's bringing smuggled goods or attempting to steal a ship or performing other criminal activity, it's best to be able to either catch them as they're getting here or as they're trying to escape. And then you can also just put them on a ship and get them off the station right away. So for you, you're pretty close to your arrival point. And Grog's Den, well, if you want people to have a seat, have a drink, have 10 drinks, maybe enough drinks that you can rifle through their pockets for loose change and such, you want to catch them as they're getting here with their pockets full of change. So Grog's Den is also not too far off. And getting there is an easy thing. You've walked past it, and anyone on the streets who's asked immediately knows the location. After all, it is the only remaining bar. The establishment itself is pretty rundown. It's located just off the main thoroughfare. The building itself is one of the concrete and steel buildings, though slightly tilted. The roof itself is at a bit of a precarious angle. You hope that's the architect's intention. The sign up front is also leaning a little bit, and depicts a half-orc just winking at you. And as you look, half-orc smiles, winks at you again, and it's just one of those repeated animation loops.
Jackson I can't help myself, and I open up a panel on the side of the sign and start fiddling with the wires to see if I can change the animation at all.
Yes!
Please make me a technology roll.
I would like to use machine code to talk to the sign and say, please, my friend here is going to make improvements to you.
17.
This sign is too simple to actually speak the machine code.
It's fair. It's fair.
What did you roll?
17 on the 17 on the tech.
17. Okay, that will do you. You can, in fact, hack in and figure out a way to adjust the sign to display something else. What would you like to have it display?
What do you all want the sign to do?
I'm gonna not answer what my character will say.
Jackson, I look at Ryan and I see that Ryan is trying to hold back something, but I'll just have it give a very suggestive wink to passerby and a point.
Nice.
So instead of the orc now, instead of the orc's previous thing of, it is now a.
Yeah.
Followed by.
Yeah.
Yes, the finger guns. Oh my gosh.
And it's not that on
Amazing.
repeat. You see it like, as you step back. Make me a sleight of hand check to see if you can do this without being noticed.
Sleight of hand is a 9. A 9 for the sleight of hand.
Okay, so it's not obvious that it was you, but it is that sort of like you were just next to the sign and then it changed, so anyone who saw you there is clearly gonna know what's up.
If there's anyone watching, I give them the same look myself.
A few people who walk past look at you, look at the sign, there's a bit of a snigger, and then they walk on.
I
You
like
wanna
your
make a
word,
charisma roll?
Jackson.
I'll
Yeah,
let you
it's
make a
charisma,
charisma
sure.
roll, just for the hell of it.
Yeah. It's an 8, but I'll take the 8. It's an 8.
It's okay, yeah. So you're like winking and finger gunning at a couple of passersby, and they're all just looking at you like, "Why?"
Sorry, team. I couldn't resist. Should we go inside?
It was perfect. I respect you even more than I did before we started the day. So I'm glad we came here. I've learned some new things about my friends. Let's go talk.
Let's go talk.
All right, you're heading inside of the bar. Well, the den, as it is. When you get inside, it is dingy. It is also, much as when you stepped into the street, you were smacked in the face with dusty, stale air. When you get into this place, you are smacked in the face with a concoction of all kinds of inhalants. By which I mean it is that hazy layer of smoke. It's not just sitting at head height, it is down to like your waist. It is that thick, it is that bad. Thankfully, this being a space station where the air does need to be clean, they don't allow any sort of inhalants that are actually toxic. It's just a lot of fumes and smells. Let's call it the synthahol versions of all kinds of cigars and cigarettes. This establishment also very clearly offers gambling. Unlike the one gambling table that there was in the Starswill bar, this place has various places where you can attempt to make a quick buck. They also offer hard drinks, of course, because, well, you sell people drinks, people start to gamble. What would you like to do?
Please be aware, companions, that there are intoxicants in the air, just for your own safety.
Safety. Oh, is there like a private room or at least a booth far away from everyone, y'all, that we could use? I'm not really from around here, so.
There is one of the staff that walks past looks at you, looks around, just like, well, you're new here, sir. You're gonna have to stay out here in front. But you can take a table just off from the side if you're willing to pay for privacy. Maybe see if I can ensure that for you.
How much?
Yay!
Hey!
We got a Gina!
Excellent. We have a visitor. How much, you say? Well, I don't like to think of myself as the cheap kind, so let's say 10 credits.
10 credits for a private table? Private booth?
10 credits, and I'll make sure the 3 tables around you are never filled.
No, no one within 6 feet of us? That seems a bit pricey. I don't know. What do you all think?
I mean, if any of y'all got money, I'm not gonna object.
I have
I-
some.
Here are your credits.
I believe it is.
I'll pass credits over.
Okay. Pockets the credits, escorts you to a table just right up against the wall, and then just shoves a couple of the other tables around to create more or less a barrier. The tables are there, but there's no seats at them. So the nearest table to you is, a good 7-8 feet away.
Oh, we lost her. Here and then.
Are you ordering any drinks, or just sitting down, having a chat? This is, of course, a good opportunity to sit down and...
How long has it been since the explosion?
It's been about an hour and a half.
Okay, so my juggernaut configuration will go back to my normal non-threatening vect form.
Okay. You are back to your...
Oh, so cool.
Jackson,
so cool.
Jackson.
Watch
Look,
it.
Jackson.
Watching. I'm scanning you.
I didn't consent for that, but here we are.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was a little rude.
Sorry. Hey, Ryan, what'd you have on your mind anyway?
All right. So
Wow.
we're gonna investigate this Horus guy, right? We're all on board with that. There was something else going on with, and let's just say that I'm good at understanding like what's on people's minds, and there was something else on his mind. So either he like just got dumped this morning or something like that, or there's something going on with him. Everyone on the same page about that.
What do you mean? I mean, what were you sensing?
It's a little hard to be too specific, but like the way you would think someone would be feeling right after explosions and, problems at work. He weren't just focused on like work problems. He there's something else going on in his head. I don't know how else to put it. But I got that one real strong. And let's just say, who has the professor? Who has the information? Who has the device? An explosion is not a very good plan for everyone else sitting in the audience. No one else made a move for that device.
Mm-hmm.
Side quick
I'm not
shout
really
out
a
to, I'm not sure how to pronounce the first one here, Zonked, and its last Boy Scout. Thank you for those donations. I'm going to assume it's Zonked and not Zonked. Anyway, I will step back.
You believe we have reason to suspect him?
You don't?
I do. I do not trust him.
I'm not really a fan of this guy.
Yeah, there's that too. He's kind of annoying. But he also said he were there on his own time. Why?
Didn't
and why did he
really
tell
seem
us
like that was one of his hobbies,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he's on the list for sure, right? There's sounds like 3 people we need to look into. If you ask me, there's Helios, there's the elf lady, and then that dwarf guy. I mean, he has every reason not to want the tech to get out there.
Every time I tried, he seemed like he was just how you'd expect someone to be under the circumstances. But I ain't perfect. I mean, not all the time. I'm mostly perfect, but like not for that. So maybe I missed something, but he seemed like he was pretty for real. Not saying don't investigate him. I'm just saying maybe lower on the list.
Well, Yeah, how do you propose that we look into the chief of security?
Well, I'm pretty sure that this place is full of people who don't like him and have information on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't make a lot of friends as chief of security, at least not in low places. So there's people to talk to. I think maybe we find out if he's got some other allegiances than just, the station itself.
And there must be cameras everywhere.
Yeah, it would be.
Maybe we can...
Hmm.
Apologies. Please continue, Gina.
No. I think that was a great idea. Why don't you continue?
I was just saying, maybe the cameras would be a good way to find out where Sir Horace is keeping the professor.
I wonder if anyone in this bar might have anything to say about Horace.
I think we should be real careful how we ask about those questions, especially now. Are there any security guards or I guess offices of the law present?
Were we followed?
In here,
Yeah, that's a good question too.
as for where you were followed, do you want to make a perception roll?
Yes, please.
Would love to.
Do you want to
Nah, we don't want to be receptive.
No.
Sebastian, Gina, do you want to make one roll each, or do you want to have one person assisting the other?
I would happily assist, but I did roll.
Ah,
It was bad. It was a bad roll.
excellent. Keep it.
I have to be honest. I had to be honest about it.
Well, at times
still
like
want
this,
me
you
to
just
roll?
gotta roll with it. Yes.
I knew that was coming.
All right. That's
Have you sensed
well,
it?
that's
Have you
certainly a
sensed it?
number that I have rolled. It is a 9.
That's a 9. Okay, and Evan, what did you actually get? What is your actual number?
It was 11.
11. Okay. So you did better.
11. 13, sorry. 13.
Okay.
Huge, I know.
Comparatively, yes.
All right. You don't see anyone here that how do I put this? You don't see any familiar faces or uniforms. Like, there's no one here sort of skulking in the corner, keeping their eyes on you. Nobody's peering above a newspaper. Everyone here seems to be a regular patron or staff. And other than the one you paid, who's looking every now and then and just kind of like guiding people away from you, no one seems to actually be paying you much attention. And, well, any more than new faces would get.
I would just like to point out at this juncture that my tail is exceptionally fascinating to me. The way it catches the light, and I'm a little annoyed right now because of all this cop crap, and it's flicking a little bit, and with the lighting in here, it looks pretty cool.
I'm also occasionally paying attention to the tail, and trying not to be obvious about it. I mean, we gotta ask someone, and if there are people who don't really like security.
I mean, the bartender might be a place to start. Does anyone... Sebastian, you probably could get along with a fellow saloonier.
Yes. I could possibly show him a new drink to make. I wonder if he'd be interested. Do you want me to ask him?
Yeah, I think
Good idea.
it'd be worth, but I think Gina's point is well taken. Maybe as tactfully. Well, you're better at this stuff than I am anyway.
I do want to point out that even if we have reason to suspect Horatio Horace in this incident, because we can reasonably assume we will be surveilled, perhaps we should bluff. Investigate as they expect we might investigate, rather than investigate how we believe we truly should.
Both at once, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps that will grant us more information.
I feel
I'm
like we
confused.
can play both. We can play both sides of the field, right? We investigate like they expect us to, and also we ask some questions under the table.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense,
Yeah.
yes.
Ask about the people that are on our list that are not Helio Horus, but then also
We need them to look left as we go right.
Yes. Well, and we can make it sound like we're just irritated at him. We don't need to make it sound like, do you think that he planted the bombs? We can do something more like, man, he's such an asshole. Is he like that to you? We don't like him. Like we can do it like that. You're welcome. I made him all mad. On purpose. Strategically.
Sheena's gonna walk to the bar right now. Inspired by Ryan. Is anyone actually sitting at the bar?
There's two people just sitting there having their drinks. The bartender behind the counter, she is tall, which is great because the shelves are also very tall.
Wow, a
The
disaster.
bartender herself is also an Aviara, so with more of a falcon face instead of the eagle-like visage that Helio Horus has. Turns, looks down at you, and at this point just, polishing glass, setting it aside. Your face, what can I get you?
What's good?
Anything I serve you.
Oh, alright. I'll let you pick. Don't go above 50 credits, though.
I can work with that. I can really work with that. What's your flavor? You want to have something so sweet it'll stick your gums shut, or you want to have something so fiery it'll make you belch flames?
You know what? Fire is something that I have lived with for a long time, and I think I could use a little more these days. You know what? I've had a really, really rough day. I mean, like, God, that Helio Horus or Horatio Horus or whatever, like that guy, worst guy. Like, I just need something to, like, burn it all away. Kind of like that bar, you know? I'm sorry, what?
All right. Let me have a look here. What I got in my. One moment. She turns around, and you see a couple of bottles being pulled down. Several of their contents poured in a couple of smaller containers, then those being mixed. You can see that this is being mixed in a very specific order. There's a
wow, you gotta do it in that order? Does it like matter?
I would like to memorize that order of that drink as well.
Okay. You're gonna have to make me an intelligence roll after this. Gina, she turns to you and just goes, if I get one wrong, what, do you want to keep your lungs or not?
I mean, I'm always welcome to try new experiences.
No good doctor? I'm kidding you. I know this. I do
actually.
Just finishes mixing the drink. gives it a light stir, passes it to you, and you can see it's 3 different colors, all swirling in a circular motion in slightly diagonal layers. So there's a silvery, almost chrome in it. There's a crimson one at the bottom, and the top surface layer is almost kind of like a milky white. And they're just swirling around.
Oh, is it
Passes
milk?
that
I
to
love
you.
milk.
Yeah, sure,
All
let's
right.
say it is. Drink it while it's spinning, go on.
All right, like how big is this drink?
Regular glass, like a cup.
Regular glass. So like not a shot glass, right?
Large. Yeah.
Gina downs the whole thing.
Okay, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I would love to fail at that. All right.
Oh boy.
12.
Gina, if I may. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. This is a strong one. It kicks. It burns going down, and then it soothes out a little bit as the top layer kind of goes down. You feel a little bit better, and then you just kind of like feel that sense of like, oh crap, that's going to be a hiccup. And it's like, nope, that's going to keep building. That's going to keep building, and it is.
Is this going to burn forever or what?
Just a little longer, like a couple of seconds
How are you
later.
feeling, Gina?
It builds and builds and builds, and then suddenly it's just this ungodly, unstoppable belch that escapes you, along with a cloud of smoke. I'm not going to make you do it, don't worry. But yeah, it's just like, it has to come out, and then there's a cloud of smoke with ever so slight glittery sparkles that evaporate. Like,
that looks really cool.
Looks at you.
Yeah. Yep, that was nice.
35 credits.
That was real nice. Yep, you got it. 35 credits. Yeah, so like about that Helio-Horus schmuck.
All right, yeah. About the Helio-Horus guy. Give me just a second. Sebastian, please make an intelligence roll if you want to memorize that drink.
Okay.
The bartender.
That's a 12.
Sorry. Yeah, you didn't catch all of the ingredients. You're pretty sure you could figure out something more or less to the same effect. You're not sure how the glitter effect was added, but it's good. You'd have to experiment, and you'd probably have to experiment on non-organic subjects at first.
What was that drink called, please? It was spectacular.
Oh, I call it the Stardust.
Incredible.
Stars are made of fire.
So Helio-Horus, you got a grilling, you got some. Well.
Look, I just want to know like everything about that guy because I want to find him, you know, and like see what he's up to. Because, like, I don't know if you've seen this guy around, but, like, you know, he goes to events he doesn't care about. He just kind of shows up there, and then he's like, oh, you murdered all these people. Oh, you tried to murder those people, too. Oh, look, you're probably after this piece of technology I don't even care about. Like, who does that?
Make a persuasion roll.
I love the subtlety.
You are being...
Yeah, I figured with the charisma of 6 that, you know.
Yeah. You have the subtlety of a 2x4 to the face.
That's
low
right,
enough
that's
not
right.
to know how low it is.
Actually, it wouldn't fit on the sheet, so I think it's a -2. But,
It is.
12.
Is that the total with the negative?
Yes. Yes, that is with the
Okay.
negative.
Looks at you, squints, takes the glass, puts it back, and goes, between you and me, man doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, is that right?
No, that's my opinion, but you know, we got our own little establishment here. We got a well. Sometimes he shows up. Sometimes he shows up, has a big talk. Shocked to find that gambling is going on here, but never seems to do anything about it.
Yeah. See, that's what I noticed too. He saw things happen. Somebody pulled a gun on somebody. He didn't do anything because that seems like it's his thing. He just stands there, like, you know, a big old, like, eagle guy. Sorry, I don't mean to be offensive or anything. But, like, he just stands there like a bird. Does nothing.
Well,
Might as well be up on a
okay.
power line somewhere, you know? Just like, you know,
No offense
roosting.
taken. But in all seriousness, like, you know, get in on some coins. Yeah, we venture a few of those on the table. Maybe you can have a chat with the boss, because I'm sure the boss would be interested in what you gotta say.
Really? What kind of things is the boss interested in generally?
Well, the boss will tell you if the boss is interested in talking to you, but it'll cost.
Okay, like, how much are we talking? Are we talking like a banana out of a street vendor? Are we talking like, you
Play
know...
around. Go to the tables. Play
I'm sorry?
around.
Okay, like how much is that? Like, how... Like, is this one of those games with cards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Costs 10 credits to buy in.
Okay. Ah, okay. Why didn't you just tell me that? Alright, I'll
Thought
buy
you were
in.
smart.
That's... Are you insulting me?
If you're asking, am I?
Gina,
Well,
should we just go round to
alright.
the table and buy into a game so we can carry on?
You know what, Sebastian? I think that is an excellent idea. Let us go to the tables,
Let's go.
my intelligent and gifted friend.
Thank you.
Right.
That's a fabulous drink,
As
by the way.
go
Thank
to
you.
the table, as you go to the table, we are going to go to a quick break because, well, as with last week, we are human. We need breaks now and then. Some of us may need to deal with hydration and or the effects thereof. So we're going to be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you then. For now, break time. the screen, you think, that's not blueprints. We are back with a callback to the first session, of course, because what else? We're back. We're all hydrated. We're all good and stretched and energetic. Remember to stretch and check your posture every now and then, because unlike me, you should not be leaning forwards like this the whole time. And we are back in Port Nomad, where Gina, our ever so tactful, no, I'm not even going to pretend, our very brash team member has decided to engage in gambling in order to get the attentions of the owner of this gambling den. So,
Look, he told me that's what I had to do. Or she told me.
Yeah, basically, is, as mentioned, a buy-in of 10 credits. And essentially what it is going to be is we roll and see how well you do and see how well I do, and based on that, you may win or you may lose money. So as you step over to the table, you notice that there's a couple of patrons. There's 5 patrons just kind of standing around it. The most commonly played game across the verse, and also the most common one here, is called 7-Card Star. At this point, I have to check with you. Are you proficient in dice or cards? Or just any sort of gambling?
No, but I am proficient in sleight of hand and stealth.
I ain't gonna cut it.
But what if I'm cheating?
Okay. Are you gonna try to cheat?
Should be impressive
It's
if I
Gina.
don't know the rules.
Do you have... do you have the cheat cantrip?
I do.
I do not.
Can I use it with someone else? Or do I have to be playing?
You would have to be playing.
Okay.
Well, okay, I could let you use it, but you'd have to make a sleight of hand check to see if you can disguise that it's being used on someone else. You're basically adding layers of difficulty.
Right. I'm all good with that.
Okay.
So I've known Gina for a while. Do I get a sense of whether Gina wants to win? I'll go with that as a yes. All right.
Of course
yes, I will do a... I don't know why I doubted that for even a second. Yeah. So should I roll?
Make a sleight of hand check.
12. Hey, it'll get attention.
Mm.
All right. So you cast cheat cantrip, which means when the cards are dealt, as this will go for each round, and you're going to have to win 2 out of 3 hands to take the pot.
Oh, more than one. Okay.
Yeah. As
watch the vein go through in the middle of this game.
I was gonna say, as you prepare to play this, because unfortunately a 12 isn't gonna cut it, you do notice the person standing next to the dealer glance over at Ryan. Just go, either stay out or get out.
That don't make no sense.
Stay out of this or get out of this bar.
Oh, I got you now. Yeah, no, having the nouns in there really helped. Thanks.
At which point the dealer swipes the cards from you, Gina, and deals you a new hand.
Oh, wait. What? Oh, what? I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but your friend did. And this
Okay,
is
how was
just
that?
a
How was that my
fairly
problem?
burly human just fluidly moving the cards around. We don't
Okay.
like cheaters in this establishment. So,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
get
You
a new
call me a
hand.
cheater?
No, but your friend. Caught in the act. And we know what's
Wow.
going on. So, you can stay and play.
That's
Because it weren't you that did it. Now, would you like to actually play? I see you put
I
down
would
your 10
love to
credits.
actually play. Yeah, I put down my 10 credits. I actually want to play this game.
Perfect.
Like I'm new,
Well, let's
but
see
that's
your
okay.
hand.
I can still win.
And that means
What, I gotta
you
show
need
it
to
to you?
make an... Yes! That's how this works. Have you never played 7-card Star
Oh.
before?
I have absolutely never played before, yeah.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay.
That sounded like a lie.
In which case, please make me a wisdom, intelligence, or charisma check. Your choice.
Oh god.
And please make it at disadvantage.
For what, deception?
No, for your hand. Let's see how well you did.
Oh. Oh, well then I take a 20.
Okay. So the first hand, you have the perfect run of cards. You lay it down, everyone's already just like immediately staring at you. Like, the dealer also looks with suspicion, like, First round to the lady.
Damn right.
Gathers up the cards again, shuffles them through, does a nice big flashy show of it, passes them out to everyone again. As I said, you need to win 2 out of 3 hands, so you've used your crit success. Now you do, in fact, have to make that roll at disadvantage.
Huh. Okay. I will make some
Intelligence,
attempts.
wisdom, or charisma.
And this is a gambling roll?
Just the straight up intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
Okay. At disadvantage, so that is a 6.
Ooh. That's not going to do it. One of the other patrons has put down a far better run of cards. Looks over
Just
at you
one?
with just one. Some of the others got lucky, but one of them just has that perfect combination. Smiles, like, very smug. Once again, stealth out. Would you care to make me another roll at disadvantage?
I would love to. Two.
You know the moment you get your cards that you don't have a chance in hell.
Fair.
Like, even being a novice at this game, you look at them, you just get that feeling of, shit, this won't work. The other patron gleefully smiles, only to have one of the others immediately trounce their card, only for the house to trounce that one. Cards are once again collected. Of the 5 people involved here, 4 have now won one hand. If any of them wins a second, that's the pot. So Make another roll.
Oh boy.
There's no way any of us can help with this.
Unless you want to try casting cheat again.
Only with cheat. Okay.
You don't have an
no
auto crit.
whiz. What?
You're right, low wisdom. I'm gonna try to cast cheat again.
Yeah.
It's
Make
true.
another
It's
sleight
true.
of hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand is 4.
Can I create a distraction while they're doing this?
Tell me what distraction you're doing, and based on that, I may give Ryan advantage.
Okay.
Yes, I rolled a 2, so please.
Jackson, is there what sort of mechanical or electronic devices are in here that I could affect?
Really, just the drinks trays going from table to table. They are carried, but you can see that they have a bit of a minor anti-grav to them, so that they're not actually being carried per se. They're just kind of being floated along, because that way they stay perfectly balanced at all times, no matter what weight is on them. So that's really the main sort of electronic device you see here. Other than like the actual gambling table itself is one that can be reconfigured for whatever games you need to play. But if you start messing with that, you reckon this may not be your best choice.
Jackson just quickly recalibrates his Omni tool and uses it to just disrupt the flight path. Send out a little signal to disrupt the path of one of the trays so that it tips onto an unsuspecting patron who's sort of off away from where the gambling table is.
Please make a sleight of hand check yourself to see if you can get away with this. I'll remind you.
I'll use a crit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, without anyone really noticing it, you just do a little, and one of the drinks trays being carried just suddenly launches sideways and more or less skids across a table, spilling drinks, crashing through things, and coming to rest in somebody's lap, who stares down like, "Oi, I didn't bloody pay for this!" And there's an immediate just sort of like, oh God! All the waiters looking around. Everyone's attention is suddenly on this, because now there's a very, very boisterous halfling there suddenly going like, "Where's my refund?"
I would like to take this opportunity.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay.
We'd like to take this opportunity to.
You first.
To perhaps evaluate the hands of the people next to me and then start ganking cards.
Ganking cards.
Okay. We'll get to you in a second. Ryan, please make your roll at an advantage now. So roll once more and see if it's better.
Come on, 15. Ryan.
Okay, yeah. This time you're pretty sure that nobody spots you.
Okay. Go, Jackson.
Which I'm going to use that in conjunction with Gina. You notice that the person to the left of you, a very quiet, very calm half-orc who is dressed in kind of like a flight jumpsuit. You reckon this is probably a ship's pilot who's just here passing time before the next flight. Hasn't said a word, but seems to have actually a pretty good hand, and just with the aid of Ryan's cantrip, you managed to swap out 2 cards as that orc is also suddenly distracted by the crashing. Suddenly you've got a much better hand. So make a roll. This time just a straight roll, no disadvantage.
Oh, fancy. All right. I hate my life. I have rolled a 2.
Well,
Look, it's hard out here
You
for a
reckon
cat
you-
in space, alright?
yeah, you reckon you've got a pretty sweet deal now that you've got a bit of cheating going on. As everyone puts their cards down, you see everyone around you actually looks pretty happy with themselves until they see the dealer's hand, who just kind of shrugs and goes, House wins! Rakes all the credits together. The moment that's done, though, the bouncer, enforcer, whatever you want to call this person who was standing next to the dealer, not so very gently takes you, Gina, by the arm
Oh, what is this?
and just pulls you along to the table where the rest of your friends are sitting. Just goes, I didn't kick you out. But you tried to cheat, so boss wants a word with you. Make sure you don't
Okay.
owe him nothing or any such thing.
I would love to have an engaging conversation with your boss.
Gestures towards a door in the back, which is pretty well hidden. Not the sort of thing you'd notice immediately. It's that sort of like you might imagine this is where the bathrooms are, but given that you're being pointed there for the boss, it's very clear that that's not the case. That door is opened up from the other side, and you can see kind of like the barrel of a blaster rifle disappearing as it swings open. It's like, don't mind the security. Get on in.
You going in there alone?
Alright. I kind of wave at everybody else to be like, yo, am I gonna get them back up here?
Yeah.
we'll
I'm at
follow
your
it.
side
Yeah, no.
already. Yeah.
The
Excellent.
invitation is for all of you.
Ampersand. I mean, I know you've run in some tough circles. You know anything about the people in this place?
Allow me a moment to think. Is there a role you want me to do for that, Diane? Or
What exactly are you trying to?
if I know anything about this establishment and or the people who run it, because
Yeah,
criminal background.
I would say make a history. Yeah, make it a history roll. You wouldn't know off the bat anything about this place in particular, but you would have known establishments like it.
18.
Yeah.
18, yeah. So, given the way this place works, and looking around, you actually notice that the dealer at the gambling table is the same one who was at the Starswill bar. So, either works multiple jobs or has the same employer in both places. This is the kind of place that's absolutely where you go to have a drink if you want to drink. You go to gamble if you want to gamble. And if you want to maybe do a bit of business on the side, you do it here as well. You just don't do it in the front room. Whoever owns this place definitely has a lot of fingers and a lot of different little pies.
It strikes me that this establishment is very multifaceted.
Are we walking into a fight right here?
I don't believe so. I believe we're walking into a negotiation, which, depending on who you ask, is a fight in its own right.
Good to know.
So, which ones of us are actually good at negotiating?
Perhaps we should allow Gina to continue speaking on our behalf for now, but if I see an opportunity, perhaps I could intercede.
Love you, Gina, but you're not the most, tactful people.
I am sure I know nothing about what you're talking about, specifically tact. But that's okay, that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, I think Gina's line has been successful so far. I can do some talking to if we need to.
Regardless, I don't believe we're in any danger, so if any of you were considering pulling blasters, perhaps keep your fingers away from those, so we don't step on any toes.
Sorry, nervous habit.
At this point, you are led through the back door and into a fairly sparsely but well-decorated back office. It doesn't have much in it taking up room. There's not like a pile of junk and artifacts or whatnot, but what is in here, you can tell, is probably worth more than the entirety of the front. This is someone's little way of showing off, like, okay, I run this place. And sitting here is, in fact, another Aviara. This one with a bit of an owl face. Leans back in the chair. Welcome. Take a seat, those of you who wish to sit. There's only 3 chairs, but...
I'm good, I'll stand.
I am happy to take a seat. I'll take this one right in the center.
I'll sit on Gina's right hand. Well, on the right hand side.
I mean, it's not a very big hand, but all right.
Maybe right paw, really.
Is that another custom for you amoeboids? I'm always so intrigued to learn more about your kind. Perhaps not. Well, straight to the point. I don't have time to waste, and neither do you. I am Nova. I run this place. And most of Pop Nomad. You will come to learn this. I have a proposition for you. If you are willing to listen, of course.
We are listening quite intently.
Good. Good. Then let's be clear about it. You had an unfortunate run-in with our chief of security. The great and famous Sir Helio Horus, Sepulchre Knight, and what have you else. And also compulsive gambler. Who doesn't want to pay his debts. So, you don't like him. This is good. This will make the following easier. You also tried to cheat at one of my tables.
Yeah, well, there was a reason for that. And it was accomplished.
Whatever reasons you have, normally when you have a cheater at a table, you get rid of the cheater. We find
That is a discussion that you're
Oh,
going to
no,
have to
there's
have
no
with your
discussion.
staff.
There's no
'Cause they didn't get rid of
discussion.
me.
There's simply an airlock and a button which opens it
All right.
and introduces you to your new friend, the cold darkness of space. But I think we can have another arrangement. At this point, his eyes are swiveling straight to Ryan. How much would you say your life is worth to you?
My life? I don't know, maybe like 10
Yes.
credits.
Well, that's
What is it
pricing
you want
yourself
us to
very
do?
low. In fact,
Oh,
we all
well, you know.
know the value of a soul, but here's the thing. I want my credits from our chief of security, but of course this man doesn't want me near him. But you can get there. 1,300 credits, or not a single bit less. I want that. Collect it from our good chief.
Ryan's just grinning.
I will be willing
No
to give
hostility.
you a finder's fee, perhaps. Say 300 of those credits. At least that way I'll have something instead of constantly being told to wait. I know the chief is trying to get this all together. I know he's got people scurrying around all over the station doing little dirty work, but I'm out of patience.
Can I ask a question?
One,
He the kind of guy who would steal stuff in order to try to get money to pay his debt back, or he the kind of guy who's just going to try to avoid paying? Or both?
I think he's the kind of guy who would do both. Probably he's been selling his other things. Probably he's been trying to steal and pawn other things as well. But I know I haven't seen my money. And I would like to see my money. Do we have an accord?
Did you see the... Yes. First of all, yes. We're happy to do this for you. Second of all, did you see the explosion that happened earlier today?
Well, I didn't see the explosion, but I heard
In
it.
a manner.
I know about it. I had people present.
As a sign of good
I know
faith
what
for this
happened.
arrangement, as a sign of good faith for this arrangement, perhaps you could provide us with information as to what happened, information that we may not otherwise be privy to.
Make a persuasion roll.
$23.
Okay. Well, you know you're not the only new faces showing up around here, yeah?
Of course. New faces every day.
And we've seen a few going around here and there. A couple of them caught my eye. A couple of days ago, there's these two guys, yeah? They landed here, they start asking questions, many questions. Now, I know they're staying at this place, this room on board. I don't know what they're up to, but they come here, they start asking questions. And then a bomb goes off. I'm a little suspicious. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, names. perhaps the questions they were asking.
What they look like.
Too many questions is what they were asking, and what they look like. They're humans. Dressed in, like, just not very inconspicuous trench coats and hats. Have a look out for them. And then, of course, there's all the firm people. I'm sure you know about the firm.
The what?
Everybody's heard of the firm. Don't play dumb with me. You know, the syndicate that has its tentacles everywhere. Pretty sure they own the Galactic Bank. And if people from the Galactic Bank are here, then obviously the firm has its eyes. Little halfling eyes, I should think, in a dark black coat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I see.
There. That's my show of good faith. Now you're
Thank
only
you for
getting
that.
200 credits, though.
Wow.
I have a business to run. Information is business. Now, shoo, get along. I have other things to take care of.
Thank you very much for your time.
So,
And with that, you are very politely but very firmly escorted back out onto the street, leaving the smoke and noise and lost money at the gambling table behind you. And you are once again on the streets of Port Nomad, with perhaps a little more information than you had before. As you step outside, you have to be careful not to trip because crossing just in front of the door and right in front of your feet is a little... When you look down, and it looks almost like a little bit of a hybrid. It looks kind of like it's got mostly fox-like features, but then the face and parts of the back have like little bits of almost armor plating on them.
Oh.
Almost like you would expect from, say, an armadillo. And the fox stops, looks up at you, starts sniffing, and then just opens its mouth like...
Do I have any
Seems hungry.
rations on me?
yeah.
I assume you would.
Okay. I'll take out a bit of jerky.
Just snatches it, eats it. Immediately
Well, that's
clambers up, or begins to clamber up on your leg. Then stops for a moment, sits back down on the ground.
I mean, he's
Then
pretty
decides,
cute.
yeah, it's gonna climb on you. It is gonna climb on you, sit on your shoulders, and curl there.
Ryan's
So
sort
they're
of like
undefeated.
showing him off. Just, well, he's cute. I think he fits the aesthetic. Feeds him a bunch.
That food is also snapped up. It's clearly in favor of bites to eat. And then just curls a little more, and you can feel like there's warm fur, and there's quite a bit of weight to it because that armor plating is not light. Yeah, you are now walking around with a little fox armadillo on your shoulders.
I have a fox.
Would you like to name it?
Who's your new
Would I
friend,
like to
Rob?
name it? Is that what you said? I feel like as a group we can come up with that. One will strike us. I feel like one is going to strike us. Can I just see what emerges in the context?
Ryan, are you sure that is safe?
I mean, it might give me a sore shoulder, but otherwise it seems pretty okay. Not foaming at the mouth or nothing.
Does it have any toxic qualities to it? Sharp
I'm not
What are
claws,
you
gonna
gonna do?
eat
Eat
it.
it?
teeth,
I
saliva.
don't think Gina's gonna eat it neither. No. Can
No.
you scan it?
I will scan it for you, and I'll just use my my construct graft, which is a mixture of medical tools and also barbering tools, so like scissors and combs and stuff. And
Yeah.
I will just select the comb and just like start combing it.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay. Off the table.
Oh boy.
Rolled well for once. Animal handling. There's a 22.
Oh yeah. Oh, it loves this. You're very delicately, carefully brushing the fur, and maybe like brushing it aside a little to see if you can spot hidden claws or other such things. By and large, it seems to be. Well, it does, of course, have its natural defenses. It's got claws, it's got teeth, but not any that you wouldn't expect to be there. It doesn't have, like, surprise claws coming out of its ears or anything. I tried to
There
look
was
for
a
the most
suggestion in
ridiculous
chat
idea,
that
and now
you could
that's
call-
slightly terrifying.
Call it jerky.
Jerky. Yeah, I like that.
That's a good.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jerky.
I like that.
Yes.
Jerky the
I'm not
foxadilla.
gonna eat him.
I hope not.
Like, no. Like, I would eat jerky.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat this adorable foxadillo thing.
Foxadilla.
Of course you wouldn't. Of course, why would you do that? Why would you even
Because
think that?
somebody named it jerky?
I mean, I didn't think about calling it that it was food. That's a good point. We gotta think on it. We'll come up with something. That's true. I don't want to tempt you. He winks.
It is safe. It is beautiful. I like
Agreed.
I like it too. It likes that. We got ourselves a
Ampersand.
mascot.
Ampersand slurps a tentacle up. Stroke. Slurps it back down.
Your appendage comes back with a couple of fox hairs just now like subsumed into it.
Charming.
Okay.
Where to next?
Might we check out that clinic, see what we can learn about that elf lady, and then maybe we head over to back to collect that money from Helio Horus.
I'd very much like to check out the clinic.
Okay.
Can I take a look at the fox's armor really quickly and just see if I can figure out anything about it? Is it just some metal plating, or?
No, it's organic. It's purely
Oh,
organic.
it's part of the
grown.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said armadillo. Like in the very direct sense of fox with an
But
armadillo's
could potentially could be upgraded at some point.
Upgraded.
back. If you were to
Just thinking
want
down
to
the
install
road.
a graft on, it can happen. Also, we did have a donation for a crit success, but I'm not seeing or haven't seen a mention of who that particular donation is going to. So I'm going to take my sparkly d6 and I'm going to roll it, and it's going to be clockwise from me. So on a 1, it's me, etc. around. Let's see who it hits. What is it? Well, it's a 2, so Jackson gets another crit.
Jackson, you're so lucky.
I should have been playing.
Crazy.
I should have been playing that card game.
Yeah, that should have been you.
Probably.
Could have pulled up a chair.
Yeah, now it says Dilly. I love it. Dilly.
Okay. What the
Dilly's
dilly?
not bad.
Dilly.
I'll take it. So, the 5 of you and Dilly are now moving along towards the clinic. The clinic itself, well, you've got the directions there. It's not too far from here. Most things aren't really too far. Port Nomad is constructed in such a way that you can get anywhere within a fairly short span of time. It's a relatively compact space station, despite the fact that it's a very haphazard construction. It's one of those cases where it was designed efficiently, as long as you know the intuitive workings of the people who designed it. To anyone else, it's just idiosyncrasy in architecture. As you are walking along, you pass by a darkened alley. You notice there's a slumped figure, just kind of lying there motionless, resting back against the wall of a nearby building, not moving.
I'm going to go investigate that. And I'm going to motion for the others to not do that.
Careful over there.
I'm going to take a different form for the time being. I'm going to mold myself to look more like a halfling rather than the amoeboid that I currently am. And I'm going to go slip in and see what that's about. Go see if they're still alive.
Okay. As you get closer, it is very immediately apparent by the time you're standing next to this individual that the question of alive or dead is solved by a pretty large wound, and the fact that they're just slumped, head lolling off to the side. This is a dwarven individual who has been killed. And
Is it one that I recognize?
No.
Okay.
If you're thinking of the one from the bar, it is not that one.
Okay, good. I'm going to try and determine a cause of death.
Okay, please make me a medicine roll.
It's not great. I'm gonna take a crit, if you don't mind.
I have no minding whatsoever. Keep using those crits. And chat, keep giving them. These people clearly need it. I say that with all my love. So, the first thing that you notice that is very apparent is that this dwarf was killed by a fairly large blade. And because you rolled so very high, you can also tell that the way these wounds are, this isn't like, a straight stab to the heart, get it done with. These are various wounds in various places. None of them immediately lethal. Someone wanted to kill this dwarf slowly and painfully. And they knew what they were doing. The dwarf, outside of the wounds, what strikes you is that they're dressed in plain overalls over a fairly beige shirt. The only thing that's a little, it's just beige shirt, overalls, heavy boots.
So a blue-collar worker of some description.
You can always roll investigation.
I'm gonna do that.
Is everyone else still hanging back, or are you closing in on this?
No,
Dwarf
moving.
and
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna stay
gotta-
back
you
because
gotta-
he's got sword wounds.
I would like to have a look at the wounds.
I can't. Yeah, I can't resist. I'm too curious.
Okay, so you got a nat 1 for investigate? Every
What is
time you
here?
try to look at something else, your eyes, or your vision, shall we say, is drawn again to all the various wounds, and you're stuck mostly trying to figure out, what the heck did this? Who? You're stuck on the wounds. Everything else is a little too distracting. Or you're too distracted for the rest, rather. Sebastian Jackson, you said you were going over there?
Yeah. As we walk over, I nudge Sebastian. I said, "What do you think's going on over there?"
I believe this is very shady. So many shady things going on. It's hard to tell. It's distracting us from our task. But let's quickly resolve this and carry on.
Hey, did you see Ampersand turn into a halfling? That was pretty cool.
It's amazing. I would like to talk to them more about how they do that.
Indeed.
Also, just a quick question. If we were going to the clinic and Sir Horace has been there, there may be cameras. The plan that I mentioned earlier, there may be cameras in the area. Do you think you'd be able to hack those cameras, or maybe we could talk to those cameras and try and find out where the professor has been hidden?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll try
I
to
can
do
hack
that at the
anything.
same time.
Right.
Amazing. Okay. Right. Let's find out. Let's help Ampersand. Over. Ampersand, would you like some assistance here?
No, you should back up. You should back up. I don't
Is there a
like
medical?
this.
Is there a medical emergency?
They're dead. And whatever killed
That
them
is an
wanted them
emergency.
to suffer.
The emergency
they're
has
all
passed.
dead.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
There's a lot to be
whatever
told
killed
about.
them,
Please
whatever
continue.
killed them wanted them to suffer, and I don't like this, and we should leave. I don't think we should be here. I thought it was related, perhaps, but I'm not certain. We should leave.
If I may cast my eye upon the situation, the forensics can reveal a great deal about cause and motive.
And while you do that, Jackson would like to do a quick scan of the area for any strange or unique tech.
Okay.
And I'm outside the alleyway, keeping my eye out for security.
Can both Sebastian and Jackson please make me investigation rolls?
17.
Am I able to? Can I use medicine on the
In terms
wound
of
areas?
medicine, everything, I'll tell you this much: everything that you could glean from the wounds has already been gleaned.
Okay, that's fair. Investigation. That's a 18.
18, okay, 17 and 18. Both of you roll real well. Not much else strikes you actually about this scenario. There's not much else you can determine other than, as you were already informed, this individual was tortured to death with a knife. But both of you also notice, outside of the wounds and everything, in terms of the clothing, the pockets are empty. There's no identification on it, so someone did not want this body identified. The only thing that strikes you is someone was a little bit sloppy, perhaps a little bit in a rush, because the boots themselves are actually stamped with the symbol of Port Nomad Security.
This was a security guard.
It would seem that
Yes,
way.
indeed.
All the more reason
Ampersand,
for us
sorry,
to
I
be
think.
paid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think you're absolutely right. We should bail. Let's get out of here. Start
Agreed.
walking back out.
We don't want to be anywhere near this scene.
Gina resists the impulse to leave a post-it note that says, "I did not kill this man." Tempting as it is.
Stick that on the forehead
See-
for good measure.
Sebastian will take that off and say, I hope you find rest wherever your soul is now. And then carry on.
All right. Having decided
We should get to the clinic.
mixed up in this,
Sorry.
if you're not getting mixed up in this murder investigation, then onwards to the clinic you go. Which only takes you about another 10-15 minutes or so. It's pretty, like I said, it's a pretty short way. There's elevators, there's lifts, there's a couple of moving walkways if you're feeling really lazy and or had a really great night out at Krug's. Which, as you're being transported along by some of these moving walkways, at certain points, little advertisements flash up at the side of them and stay with you as you're moving. They just say, "Leaving already? Your night could be so much more fun. Turn around, come back to Grug's."
While
The
we're
future is a health
going along
den.
these walkways,
The future has
Can I-
pop-up ads.
oh, it's terrifying. Can I just keep an eye on if we're being followed or not?
Make a perception roll. And while you are rolling, quick shout out as well for Hurwitz in chat for the thank you for the crypt donation for Sebastian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really kind. That's a 15 on the
15, okay.
perception.
It does not appear that anyone's following you.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, whatever may have been unsaid, whatever he may be hiding, Heliohorus was not lying about leaving you to your own devices for the time being. You weren't followed at Grug's, you weren't followed here. You are in fact free to go about your business.
So while we're on the moving platforms, can I just inform the rest of the party? I don't think Ryan was close enough that the dead person was in fact a security guard.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And,
Sucks to
those
be
were
him.
like sword slashes.
Yeah. Tortured and identification removed, except for the boots.
Good cat.
Sloppy.
Do we think it
I'm
was
gonna just tuck
Eliahorus?
my sword behind myself.
Oh.
I didn't stay long enough to investigate further because I was concerned that suspicion might be cast on us. We're already in hot water.
Agreed.
How long he been dead?
Did you say that, Diane? I can't remember.
I don't think it
I
said.
did not, because I did not.
I don't.
Can't have been too long.
Not too long. I mean, short enough that the corpse has not yet been taken by people who might have other need for it.
Oh.
Ah,
Like
Don't
for
eat at the
dinner?
buffet.
Yeah, sure.
Did we all?
Like for
Did we
dinner.
all go to dinner in our heads? Because
Yeah, we pretty much all did.
I feel like that's just a
There is
theme
no
now
corpse
in this game. It's like eating weird things.
I think Gina set the bar on that. That's why.
We have encountered
There is no
roleplay
corpse
and not
removal.
condone cannibalism. Just gotta say that.
Do the security officers here have swords? Like, who carries swords around other than me?
Make a quick
big
intelligence
ol'
check.
knives.
See if Ryan has committed that sort of thing to
Noted.
memory.
Would the wounds have
16?
been like?
Sorry?
16.
16. Okay. Blades, in fact, you haven't seen many of. Most people here just carry blasters and the like. In fact, that's actually something that may have stood out to you, that of the people on the station, almost nobody carries a blade. So the security guards themselves, they carry blasters. Everyone else, blasters, grenades. As far as you've been able to see, maybe someone has a concussive knuckle duster of some sort. The only blade you've actually seen that prominently stuck out to you was the blade at the end of... Oh, you rolled well enough, I'll give you this one. The blade at the end of Heliohorus' Sunstaff.
Hmm.
Okay. Ryan's suspicions increase.
Oh, good lord, hang on, I just noticed we're getting raided. We're getting raided by Susanna Grace. Big ol' shout out
Welcome,
to
raided.
you.
Welcome, welcome.
We are almost done, but stick around for cult. Anyway. Yes, that is your memory of blades on the station.
I think we all probably remembered Sir Horace's blade because it was quite a standout piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, if it's mentioned to you, it's like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
From what you see,
I
though,
think-
like the wounds, and ampersand, you would at least be aware of this. The wounds don't match up with the staff, but someone who's skilled with that blade would probably be skilled with other blades too.
Distrust.
Mind you, there are
Distrust
other people on the
programming
station who know how to
activated.
use a blade. I mean, you know Tiberius Vither's around. Tiberius can
there's
use
a- there's a-
any.
There's a mercenary. Yeah, exactly. Tiberius.
There's a lot of people who can handle weapons, and maybe you've only seen blasters and grenades and energy weapons more or less, but you don't doubt that like half the people on the station probably have at least a shiv in their boot or something for emergencies. It's the skill of how much pain was inflicted on the dwarf. That's what struck you more than anything. But anyway, as you are thinking about this, as you're contemplating this, as the pop-up ads beside your moving walkway die down, you step off it and you're in front of now the clinic. At the reception, as you step inside, there's a short gnomish woman with frizzy, almost afro-y pink hair, who, as you step in, immediately recognizes you. Goes, oh, Sir Heliodorus told me you might be coming. You should leave your weapons. Please leave your weapons. No weapons in the clinic. None. Never.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's not.
anyone who's willing
Ampersand
to leave their
immediately.
weapons,
It will be fine.
anyone
Please.
willing to leave their weapons can go visit the patient. I've been told you wanted to do that. If you want to keep your weapons, you'll have to stay out here.
I'll wait out front.
I don't make the rules, Dr.
That's all
Neutron
good.
does.
We have our
I'll
comm
hang out
links.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sleight of
Jackson,
hand?
I'll wait out. I'll wait with Ryan.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, who's actually willingly dropping their weapons?
I don't have any
That's-
weapons.
You are a weapon.
Oh,
I am
that's-
the rogue.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Jackson, was that you as well?
My weapons are like attached to my suit, so I'd have to take off the whole suit, which I could do if that's needed.
Which you can.
But
That's
Jackson
up to you.
almost never takes off the suit. So, hey, wow, that's.
Did you hear that?
Quite a lot of thunder.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's
That was
very
amazing.
ominous.
Oh yeah.
That's
Uh,
mine.
That's one of the
Ampersand.
haphazard buildings, probably coming to an untimely end.
Ampersand Sebastian, do
Jackson?
you think you can handle the visit? I'd rather not take off my suit if I don't have to.
We've got this. It's fine. But we'll maintain comlink if that's okay. And make sure no one's following us and see if you can do something about the cameras.
Right. Yes, I look for cameras.
Sorry, I'm getting all sweaty. Alright. And so you two are willingly disarming. Gina, you are pretending to disarm. I think I caught you saying sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, so let's see how well you can pretend to put away all your weapons but keep one or two, like... You'll have to put at least one down to give the impression.
Okay, well I can't actually take off my laser claws. I will put down the carbine and then
Okay.
try to conceal the repeaters.
Alright, make a sleight of hand.
Okay. Alright.
Let's see how well you do.
That is an 18.
And with a natural 1 to counter it, that's a success. it doesn't, like, with a 1, it's never going to hit your modifier. So now, for all intents and purposes, you look like you've disarmed yourself. Now you're just...
I hid it in my fur.
yourself. Yeah. The assistant making sure that Ryan and Jackson sit down. Just like, I'm sorry, but these are the rules, and Dr. Neutron's very, very specific.
It ain't no thing. I'm fine waiting out here.
Guides the 3 of you inside. And over to the supposed attacker. Let's see. Yes, the supposed attacker who is lying pretty still on one of the beds. The assistant at this point looks at you, looks around the room, just says, "All right, you have permission from Sir Helio Horus, so I can leave you alone in here, but don't touch, disturb anything. You can look, you can observe, just don't touch. This is a medical environment. Got it? Got it? Good? Yes.
I am aware
All right.
of. I am aware.
And then exits in a bit of a huff. As the 2 of you who are outside, you see her coming back.
Oh,
Sits
while
down
she was
and
gone.
Oh, yes?
Sorry, while she was gone, was there a chance to just quickly look around to see if there were any cameras or anything else?
Make a quick perception roll.
So,
You'd have time to look around. You wouldn't have time to actually do anything with them. I'm going to be upfront about that because she's only gone for like less than a minute.
14.
14. There is a camera just looking over the entrance and reception area.
Noted.
Okay. And the rest of you, you see the attacker in the bed. That is so loud.
That's right.
So sorry.
It's so arcane. It's so perfect.
So, the 2 of you, by the way, Sebastian and Gina, you had pretty high passive perception, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will leave you with this. This is going to be our little end bit.
Okay.
As you're looking around, looking at the assassin, the attacker, High Oracle Thessalia, as you now know her to be, is lying there. Pink mohawk, still dressed fairly regally, although some of that clothing is a little bit tattered as a result of both of the blasts. Unmoving. And after a couple of minutes, you notice her right index finger just tapping against the bed in a very minor but very rapid succession, and then stops. A couple of minutes later, this happens again. A couple of minutes later, again.
I would like to memorize that pattern.
And that is where we're going to stop tonight.
Oh, damn!
I'm just gonna unplug it and plug it back in again.
You don't do that with people. But yeah, no, that is where we're going to end tonight because I don't want to rush through things like we did last time where we just got so into it. But I mean, firstly, Bailey, I'm so glad your tech worked out in the end. I hope we all had fun. I had a blast. This was fun. I got to play around with a couple more characters and introduce you to a bit more Port Nomad. Spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome.
And you all made me come up with a drink on the spot, so well done. I love
was on the
that.
spot
I loved
and
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
But yeah, as we finish this, let's just have a quick whip round. Everyone give a quick reminder of who you are, where to find you, what you've got going on. We'll go to my left or to my right, let's just pick a side. I'm going to say, Bailey, you go first, and we'll just go counterclockwise.
Sup, I'm Bailey Wolf. I'm a professional voice actress. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/bbwolf. And yeah, it was a good session. I had a great time. I especially liked Ryan trying to help me cheat, but also Sebastian trying to be the best space dad he could be. Get me away from some poor choices.
Space Dad is good, Dad. Ampersand. Or Celeste, I should say, at this point.
Hi, I'm Celeste, PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter, Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but I do show up on other people's channels a lot. Like this one, you can catch me here next week. And not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday, you can catch me over on the Killer GM's channel, twitch.tv/MadTab7, where I'm playing a shapeshifter of another color, Party Crasher, aka Elodie Young, in the Masks Sunset City game. Be sure to have that. Follow me on Twitter for more updates on when that's happening and when the VODs go up on YouTube. And other than that, I'll see you back here next week for more shape-shifting, schlorping tentacle action.
Yeah, and on the note of shape-shifting, Evan, Sebastian, hello.
Thank you. A little bit of a well, I think I've been named Robot Dad now, so you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that name. I'm Evan. I'm Māori Nerd on Twitter and Twitch. I regularly stream a campaign I'm running on Fridays, usually at 8:30 BST. I stream Tales from the Loop sometimes. I'm going to be streaming a new series of Alien RPG games coming up, and also I'm hoping to start streaming some bookbinding. This is really nerdy, but I'm going to start streaming some bookbinding streams because it's a little something that I do on the side. So this new area that I'm in now, this new space, has got like a bookbinding workshop kind of built in. Down here, you can't see it, but it's down here. So I can do make things like that. So if you send me the idea is you send me books that you like this is my D&D player's handbook. So
oh wow,
I got it signed by a bunch of people. But yeah, you have a nice book that you want fancied up, zhuzhed up, then I will do that. I'll take the cover off and add leather and etch the design onto it for you, and add fancy ribbons and gild the edges, and make those books that you love extra special. So I don't know if anyone wants to watch those streams, but that's what I'm going to do. So, but anyway, thank you very much. I had a blast tonight. So
yeah, nerdy streams are absolutely our thing. I mean, one of our community members built a hurdy-gurdy at one point. So, you'll fit right the hell in.
Awesome. So thank you, everyone. I had a really good time.
Yeah. And I'll throw it over onto Jen, aka Ryan.
AKA Ryan. Hi, I'm Jen. I'm on Twitter at QuixoteJen, QUIXOTEJEN, 1N, not 2. That's my jingle. Oh my gosh, there's my schedule exploded. So I'm always on Friends Who Roll Dice, Tuesday, Wednesday evening Pacific time. We're gonna do a fundraiser on the 22nd. I think it starts at 11 a.m. Pacific and goes till maybe midnight Pacific, I'm not sure. And we're fundraising to support relief efforts in Beirut. And we're still deciding between Lebanon Red Cross and Direct Relief International. So we're kind of working with both to see which ones we can get the funds to quickest and most directly through Tiltify or Soft Giving. But that's going to be going on. So we're really hoping to help out. We have some community members whose families are impacted, somewhat indirectly, but they're there. So we wanted to help out. And then also I'm going to be running a fundraiser for Extra Life on the 29th on our channel from 7 to 10 Eastern. And we're going to play For the Honor. Totally not She-Ra. Right. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be in a 4-shot on Polished Cryptid on Saturday evenings every other week, starting on the 22nd as well. For Apocalypse World, I'm going to be a post-apocalyptic lounge singer. So that's going to be exciting too.
You had me at post-apocalyptic lounge singer.
You had me at She-Ra, to be honest.
And
Seahawk!
finally,
The best.
our man with all the crits, apparently.
Yeah.
Crits for days. Emilio.
Yeah,
Hi,
thank
friend.
you so much, chat. I know there were a couple of my friends in there, so I'm sure that they were the ones who sent over some of those. But this was so much fun tonight. And on my end, if you check out Let's Roll Characters, we have a YouTube show. So I'm one half of the Let's Roll Characters team, myself and my friend Christian. We roll random characters for role-playing games. We just kind of go through a step-by-step process. We come up with some really fun and crazy backstories. And we just did an episode. It just came out a few days ago with Justin, who's one of the creators of Dark Matter. So you can actually see us roll an amoeboid gadgeteer who is obsessed with bagels. And I'm going to put the link to that actually in the chat right now. And yeah, check out the channel. We try to put a video out roughly every week, depending on how our schedules are.
It was a fun video with that amoeboid, I will say.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and that is my crew. Please give them all the love. They deserve so much of it. Myself, I am Diane, Balrog 1911, pretty literally everywhere. I recently revamped all of my usernames to be the same because I was tired of using alternate spellings of other things to try and make them fit. Yeah, you can find me here next Wednesday again, running this game. And, well, keep your eyes open. Follow my Twitter if you want to see where else I will pop up, because I may be popping up elsewhere in due course. But for now, stick around, because we are going from ridiculous adventures in space with a fox armadillo and a surprisingly German owl-faced gangster over to horror run by Mitch using Cult Divinity Lost, which is such a great system. And seriously, look at the artwork for that game and then tell me you don't want posters of it everywhere, excepting those of you who might get nightmares from it. We'll see. Great game, great fun. The poll decided they're going to a creepy doll village, so this is going to be great, and nothing will go wrong ever.
I'm out. Creepy dolls.
Stick around, hang around. See you all next week when we find out how deep this conspiracy goes.
Yay. And a big round of applause for Diane for DM.
Yeah!
Yay! Thank
And
you.
let's not forget a shout out again to our tech people, because we're not the ones running this tech. There are kobolds in the works here, so thank you for all the tech, all the great stuff. See you next week. Good night. Let's hand on over to Cult.